Hello Taurus, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is just a bonus read, Taurus. Just want to get some energy on the table for you before we get to the sneak peek, which is going to be tomorrow. Don't forget about that. And thanks for being here. So thanks so much for all of your loyalty, all the ways that you love me, your hypes, your thumbs up, your comments. It all helps me grow. Thank you so much for all of that. You are my bull gang, in fact, right? We are all Taurus, whether we are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. That's who I'm reading for. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. Tell me what is going on in this bonus read for Taurus. No timelines. Let's see what is coming up for Taurus, please. Taurus, don't forget, private reads are open. Check the pinned comment for the link to Hypsee. Okay, relax. What's this? It came jumping right out. We got the Hanged Man in the reverse, nonetheless. If you come to some sort of perspective, it feels like you've made a decision. It's like, that's it. No more. I'm making my decision. It's like you've gotten a perspective on something. So maybe you have changed your mind about something, but it feels like, okay, after a long time of thinking about something, I finally have gotten this aha moment about it. What are we talking about? Ooh, it could be money, it could be your job, your health, your time, your efforts, your energy. Where are you putting all of those things? Who are you giving it to? I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is really good with all of those things, time, effort, energy, money, but also health, because she has boundaries, right? This is somebody who's grown up in the Pentacle world and has realized that I got to stop over-giving because people will just continue to take. So I feel like you've come to a perspective about your money, your health, where you live. Somebody here might be saying, okay, well, I've got some great stability here. Oh, it feels like you're thinking about it a lot. Are you thinking about moving? Because it almost gives me the feeling of somebody who's thinking about their abundance over and over again, but it also could be the place that you live, right? We're talking about 3D things. That's all the things you do, your time, your health, your family, right? Could be your job or maybe a career path. But it feels as though you have not yet taken a step forward to actually put this thing into action because the devil is here. So although you've come to the perspective about what is going to be of value or where you have to step back from, I would say, because the Queen of Pentacles is now keeping things for herself, right? The Queen of Pentacles isn't giving it all away, although she's a really good one for, come to my house, I'll feed you, right? And taking care of others and being a good friend and all of that. I feel like this devil energy here tells me that there is something that you keep thinking about over and over again. So I'm going to say that I don't think that you've taken a step forward on whatever it is that you have received your perspective on. You've made a decision about something, but I also feel like you're like, I don't know, something still within me tells me I'm not organized enough. I haven't done something feels unfinished. It's a little bit of doubt, it feels like. We've got the Empress here. When I was talking about boundaries, is because I felt, and I don't usually come to the conclusion immediately that the Queen of Pentacles has boundaries, because when the queens are acting alone, they have I would say less wisdom than when they're acting together. You of course have wisdom as Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, but also, excuse me, that you, when you have the wisdom of all of the queens, then those queens, they use their wisdom to protect one another, right? So this person does have boundaries. I feel like you've come to a perspective here that you have to have some boundaries, but I don't think you came to this decision lightly. It feels like you still have a little bit of doubt, and possibly you haven't stepped forward to actually make the decision yet, or put the decision you've made into action. Yeah, you're dragging your heels here, friend. It feels like you're dragging your heels here. I don't think that you want people to look at you as somebody who's like snooty, or I'm keeping it for myself. Like maybe you think that other people might see you as, how can I say, somebody who is just trying to serve themselves and not really helping others. I feel like you're slow to make this decision. You've been thinking it over a lot, and you really are, two pentacles here, right? It really does feel like it's a 3D decision that is going to help you in your balance. But it feels as though you would rather be in the Knight of Pentacles energy, because you are still looking over details. I think you've had the revelation already, or the perspective is gained, but I think that putting it into action is going to take some time, because the Empress is is compassionate and kind and loving, but also is somebody who has boundaries. So I feel like you're about to put some gentle boundaries in place. It might be how you give to others, because the Queen of Pentacles is the overgiver. So it might be how you give to other people. We've got the Four of Wands here. I think you're trying to stabilize your life, stabilize how you give out your time or your efforts, or stabilize your financial situation. It feels like this is celebratory for you. And possibly you're saying to people, instead of us going out to the bar on the weekend where I'm going to spend $200, why don't you all come to my house and we'll celebrate there? It feels like you don't mind, the Queen of Pentacles is a doter, right? She likes to dote on other people, likes to do kind things for other people, is very generous with her home and her money. And she may not give you money, but she'll definitely buy a spread of whatever it is, or make a spread of food, have drink for you. It feels like you might be bringing people together. It could be family, it could be friends, because you're about to go to the next level in your life, Taurus, and it feels like it might be financially. But in order for you to get to the next level, or save for the house, or whatever the pentacles are about for you, I feel like you've got to put some boundaries in place. So you might be gathering everybody at your home to sort of, in a roundabout way, tell people, look, I've been thinking. I've come to a realization that I've got to put up some boundaries, which means I'm not going to be going out with you as much as I used to. Or, if you guys want to come here, that's cool, but I'm not interested in traveling across the city to see you. We have the Two of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely, it could be with a loved one, like somebody that you're romantically interested in, Taurus. It could be somebody that maybe that you've been dating, but now you feel like you have to put up boundaries, because maybe this person has you buying a lot of crap for them. Maybe they're not making reservations at places where you would spend $100 on dinner. Maybe it's $300 on dinner, and it's beginning to get out of hand. It feels like you're being very careful, but you have doubt that this bond that you've created with this person or people is really going to benefit you. I feel like it's benefiting someone else who might be taking advantage, because the boundaries are here, right? The Empress energy is here. We've got the Six of Wands. And we've got the World card. I feel like you're really ready to fight for it. And Taurus, that's who you are, right? If you really value it, you value loyalty, you value people who are stable and grounded and loyal to you as well. And I feel like the people in your life who are that way with you, I think you'll fight for those friendships. The people you've really bonded to, or if this is a romantic thing, the person you're dating, or you've really connected with someone. This Two of Cups is reciprocal emotional energy. Maybe you've already shared things intimately, and I don't mean between the sheets. Intimacy is the sharing of secrets and emotional things and, past things about my childhood. But I feel as though if people are not going to fight for you the way you fight for them, I think you're ready to let it go. I do really feel like you're coming out of this place of a dark night of the soul, or a place that was really hard for you, Taurus, and I think that's what makes you so soft. I'm not saying you're soft. I know you're not soft, but what I'm saying is it makes you have heart space for other people who are going through hard times. So I feel like you are the person who wants to stand up and take care of everybody, but you've realized, World card, that time has passed. I can't do that anymore. I'll definitely fight to get closer to you emotionally, but I can't keep paying the bill. That's not going to work. But you can come to my place. Let's make some popcorn and watch a movie, or let's order a pizza or whatever, but I'm not going to be giving you things so you can. This gives me the Queen of Pentacles and the Devil energy is also giving me lavish. It's like I do have limits, and I've got to put those limits in place. So you might be limiting your time, your effort, your energy, or your money, or how you give to somebody. Tell me what this perspective has brought for you, Taurus, because I feel like you've come to a perspective or some sort of moment of realization here. The Six of Swords is here. That things got to level out. They got to be a little bit calmer, because I feel like it was maybe life had become hectic. And I feel like life had become hectic while you were in the middle of self-mastery. So I feel like you were in the middle of studying, maybe getting your master's or your bachelor or your PhD. It feels like you were in the middle of something that was really important to you, and you really had to pay attention to it to become the subject matter expert. But in that, I feel like you really have become the subject matter expert on how to share yourself without oversharing yourself. Because if you got people in your life who don't have boundaries, then they're the ones that are always going to be the takers. Look, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah, something is about to change. And I think what's about to change is how you view your relationships. Because now I feel like you've gotten some sort of perspective. It does really feel like an eye is on all of your relationships, Taurus. So whether it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, someone you're romantically linked to, or somebody who is just in your life as a deeply rooted friendship, I feel like you've decided no more chaos. My life is not going to be in chaos anymore. I'm moving to the calm, and I'm watching people, taking notes and figuring out who are the ones that I want to invite into my home and who are the ones. It feels like you're splitting the line between acquaintances and friendship. And when it comes down to it, you might have 2 or 3 really good friends, but you probably know 150 people who are acquaintances, and those are the people who don't really care if you go broke giving, right? So I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is here. Something is changing within you. I think it's your perspective, but I also feel like you're changing your mind about something, about how you are accepting people into your life. Because I feel like you're saying, like, I've done a lot of hard work on myself. I've disciplined my money. I've disciplined my spending. I've disciplined my friendship group. And I'm not just going to throw it away on somebody who's here for a good time. So why are you here? Tell me why the Devil is here. We've got the 5 of Cups. We've got the Temperance card. Yeah, it feels like something here has got to come into a place of being leveled or healed or balanced. It feels like in a moment of alchemy, you really realize who's with you and who's against you. The 5 of Cups is here. And you're noticing that in your group of people, right? So it could be a group of friends. It could be your family. Look, it could be family for some of you, but we have the Temperance card here, which tells me that you're no longer in this realm of dealing with high highs and low lows. I like things to be even. I like things to be tempered. I've got a lot of patience, but don't push me. Don't push me on the patience. That's what it feels like here. That people who are pushing you are the ones who are going to probably not be invited to your home or get left behind. We have the Lovers here. You're making choices. It could be for some of you, if this is a romantic reading and that's how you're viewing it, Taurus, I feel like you're going to be making a choice to cut a bunch of other people out and just settle on one person. And I don't mean that there's hundreds of people, but what I mean is, in the times that you're swiping left and right, or you're meeting other people out in the wilderness, right? You get to know a lot of people, and some of those become conversations and DMs and stuff like that. I feel like somebody here is going to be cutting out the extras and just giving their total attention, time, efforts, and monies to one person. That's what it feels like. The one who you feel has been giving you the reciprocal emotional energy that you require. So it does feel like you're maybe deepening a connection here. It feels like the Lovers tells me that before this gets off the rails and starts to become toxic, I need to just make a choice. So it does feel like somebody here is making a choice, and it could be in Gemini season. It doesn't have to, but I'm going to say that this Gemini energy tells me it could go either way, because in order for you to get the healing, you have to look like a heel to some people. Do you know what I mean? You have to look like you're the person who is the devil to some people, because not everybody's going to agree with what you're trying to do here. Tell me why the Empress is here, please, for Taurus. We've got the 9 of Swords. We've got the Star, and we've got the Knight of Cups. Yeah, that's what this says here. There's a little bit of a worry. Am I picking the right person? Is this the right one, or am I just falling in love with potential if this is romantic for you? It feels like somebody here is not really entirely sure, maybe even a little bit worried that maybe I am seeing it in a fantasy-like realm. It feels like somebody here is like, am I making the right decision, or am I just falling in love with potential, or am I choosing the right friends, or is this an illusion for me? I feel like you want to do some healing, or you're hopeful that you are making the right decision. But I feel like the Star is telling me that you have been doing a lot of manifesting. You've been healing yourself emotionally, romantically, for sure. I feel like you're making very different decisions about who you're dating and who your people are. It's all about the Wheel of Fortune. I think that this is a time for you, Taurus, that you're changing a lot. Changing how you think, changing your mind, changing your friendship groups, changing how you spend your money, how you save your money, how you invest your money. It feels like you've gone slow long enough, And it feels like somebody here, I think that somebody here has been saving for a house and is going to buy a house, but it's taken a really long time to do that. You might be coming into this place where you finally have enough. We've got the Page of Cups, we've got the Two of Swords, and the Three of Swords is in the reverse. I feel like this says to me, you know what, I just got to take off the blindfold and really see things for what they are. Yes, I need to use my intuition, but the Three of Swords tells me being in the reverse is like, it is what it is. I'm just going to make the decision, I'm going to make the cuts, and I'm going to do what I have to do. In order to bring stability to my life or to be able to go to the next level financially in my life, I really have to make decisions, change my mind, change my ways, come to perspectives I never had before, and then we'll see how it works from there. We have the Three of Wands, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the Ace of Swords. Taurus, I think that you're anticipating that there's going to be a lot of fundamental differences that are going to come up. There's going to be some arguments. People are not going to agree with you. You're going to be spending less time with some and more time with others. You might even be taking on a career path that other people don't agree with. Maybe you're someone who used to be a doctor and now you're going to go into nonprofits. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's very different from what you did. People, possibly a mother, could be trying to talk you out of closing the chapter of the old life and turning into the new you. Look, people have been benefiting in your life, Taurus, for a really long time, getting what they want when they want it, how much they need, and you're always the person who's going to give. I feel like that's all changing because the wheel is here. I feel now you're seeing your worth. Now you're seeing exactly what I need. So if I have $5,000 this month and I need $4.99, there's only $1 to spend within the rest of my friend group. It feels like you're really looking at yourself first. There are going to be people who see you as deceitful. Oh yeah, you were really my friend and now you're not my friend just because you won't spend $300 on dinner rather than $100 on dinner. Tell me what is some advice or what else is going to go on after this for Taurus. We've got the Knight of Swords. Ooh, Knight of Wands, look. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Friend, this is happening soon. I'm going to say it's probably within the next couple of weeks. 4, 5, 6 weeks. I would say 2 to 6 weeks. I feel like is when you begin to make the cuts, when you start to give people great clarity about what is going on here and saying, good, if you don't like it, then go. 6 Swords is here. I'm doing this all because my life has become too chaotic and I'm not going to allow other people to bring chaos into my life. So I feel like somebody here in the future, the next maybe 2, 3, 6 weeks, it feels like you're now, it feels like it's coming rapidly. I'm going to say that the Knight of Swords is somebody who just says it. And when I see, especially when I see the knights together with wands and swords, that's a sharp tongue. I don't think you care what other people think. But look, that's part of the Empress energy. That's the Queen of Swords coming out and saying, look, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but you know, you do owe me $500. And I just saw you go away for a weekend to Vegas. And where's my $500? You're going to start holding people to task. We've got the Four of Cups, we've got the King of Wands, and we've got the Emperor. Yeah, you're stepping up with this Emperor energy here, saying, look, these, it's like you've built the castle, and now it's time to put in the moat. Maybe the moat's there, it's time to put the gators in the moat. You know, it's you can come to the gate, but I may not let you in. For those of you looking at this as a romantic thing, I think somebody here is about to very quickly meet the person who is your person. The Lovers is here, the Devil is here. That tells me there's an incredible, complete attraction and two people who can't stop thinking about each other. It is the moment of alchemy, I'm just going to say. And it feels like this King of Wands is somebody who has showed up to pursue. The Emperor is here, and the Emperor is only going to make a decision based on the evidence that they have. Eight of Pentacles is somebody who's going to gather all the data, someone who possibly has going to go for it, right? I'm just going to, it feels like somebody here has been in a block and is no longer worried about getting heartbroken. I think somebody is going to be surprisingly meeting an Emperor. It doesn't feel like anybody that you know because the Page is snuggled up right against the Emperor here. It feels like somebody new. So something is changing. The thing is once your perspective changes, everything else has to change because now you're seeing it different, Taurus. The ones who are on the outside looking in are just going to have to stay there because I feel like you're really standing on business and making a commitment because you've realized that there are people out there who don't really mean you well, that there are people who are kind of betraying you, and I think that you are figuring out who those people are and you're making a plan because I think your plan includes justice. I feel like you're trying to do the right thing by you, You want harmony in your life, and you just want to clear the karma. You want to bring everything back into balance again. I think that's what's happening over the next possibly 3 to 6 weeks for you, Taurus. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I am always back. In fact, I'll be back tomorrow with a sneak peek for the week. So you guys take care. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, Taurus. Bye-bye.